Hello friends, my name is BK Kolhapure. In the earlier video, we had derived the formulas for moment of inertia of some regular figures like rectangle, it was b dq by 12. For circle, pi r raised to 4 divided by 4. For triangle, b h cube by 36. For semicircle, 0.11 r raised to 4 parallel to the diameter, or pi r raised to 4 divided by 8 perpendicular to the diameter. For quarter circle, we had seen it is 0.005 r raised to 4. So remembering this, we will go further by solving the problems. So by heart these formulas to solve the problem. Let us take a simple problem. Let us find out moment of inertia about horizontal axis. Which will be your horizontal axis? Your horizontal axis will be Ixx. Suppose if I take up the figure, suppose if I take up a figure like this, let the dimensions of the be 20 mm, let this height be say 30 mm, and let this width be 15 mm. So here you are required to find out the moment of inertia of the figure. So here again reference axis play very important role. We want Ixx, so the parallel axis to that will be 1 1. So let us consider a reference axis 1 1. First step. Second step is we'll have to divide the figure into simple figures. Now if you see to the simple figures, we have got one rectangle G1. To this we are going to add this G2. To this triangle we are going to add a semicircle G3. So G1, G2 and G3 are the three components. Now we'll have to find out moment of inertia. Again we'll go in form of a table. You remember in CG we had drawn 6 columns. Here also we are drawing 6 columns. First is the component part. Second is area. Then third is distance of centroid from 1 1. So you get y. This was same there in CG also. Here we want a y square. So we'll take moment of area. So this will be moment of area is a into y. Then moment of moment of area, that is moment of area is ay, moment of area will be ay square. This is moment of inertia of the component about its own axis. So this is the table what we will be drawing. So we are divided into 3 components. Let's begin with G1. G1 is a rectangle and the size of the rectangle is 20 mm by 30 mm. So it is 20 by 30. So this will be 600. Now y is the distance of the center from 1 1. Total height is 30. Half of that will be 15. So this is 30 by 2 is equal to 15. You know a, you know y. Multiply this. You get the value of 9000. You know ay and y. Again you multiply these two. You get ay square. So ay square will be 135,000. The last column you are supposed to remember the moment of inertia. We know moment of inertia for rectangle is b dq by 12. B dq by 12. So this is equal to, here b is 20, depth is 30 cube divided by 12. If you simplify this, you get the value of moment of inertia is 45000. 45000. Now to this we are going to add this G2. G2 is a triangle, and you know area of triangle is half into base into height. Half into base is 15 and height is 30. So this will be equal to 225. Let me take this as 10. Let us go with 10. So here if I take this as half into base into height, so this will be equal to 150. Please do the correction. Let us take this width as 10. Half into base into height. And we know this is the center of a triangle. I need the distance from 1, 1. And here 1, 1 and base are coinciding. So from the line, the distance of centroid is h by 3. Like this distance is h by 3, and how much is h is in this direction? 30. So this will be equal to 30 by 3 is equal to 10. So if you multiply this value, you get 1500. Once again if you multiply this, you get 15000. Now coming to the moment of inertia of a triangle BH cube by 36. This is the moment of inertia of a triangle BH cube by 36. Here B is 10, H is 30, cube divided by 12. So this will be equal to 7500. 7500. Now to this we are going to add the semicircle. So G3 is a semicircle whose radius will be, you know this width is 20, so radius will be half of that, so radius is 10. Area of semicircle is pi r square divided by 2. If you simplify this, you get 157. Now we know the distance of the centroid of a semicircle from the diameter is 0.424 r. Means what I know is this distance is 0.424 r. But I want the distance of the centroid from 1, 1. So what will be the distance from 1, 1? So this height is 30 plus 0.424 r. So this will be 30 plus 0.424 into r is here 10. So this will be equal to 34.24. You know A, you know Y. If you multiply them, you get this 5375.7. Again multiply by Y, you get the value as 18406.3. Now moment of inertia. Now here this is my 1, 1, this is my diameter, and if I draw an axis parallel to 1, 1, this axis what I am doing through the centroid is parallel to the diameter, and if it is parallel to the diameter, the moment of inertia is given by 0.11 r raised to 4. So this will be 0.11, r is here 10 raised to 4, this will be 1100. Now all the components are over, we will find out sigma A. So sigma A is given by 907. We need sigma AY. Sigma AY. So this will be equal to 15875.7. Sigma AY square. This is given by 3340.63. We add all these things, and sigma IGX, the summation of all the moment of inertia, we get this as 53600. So once you are ready with this table, you can go for finding out the moment of inertia of the figure. So first thing what we need is y bar, the distance of the centroid of the figure given to you. This is given by sigma AY by sigma A, and we know sigma AY is here in the table 15875.7, and sigma is the area here what we have got 907. So you get the distance of centroid as 17.5 mm. You got y bar. Y bar is the distance of the centroid of the whole figure from 1, 1. Now we'll have to find out Ixx of the whole figure. So for that we'll go in two steps. First step is, we know I11 is given by parallel axis theorem. So this is sigma Igx plus sigma Ay square. That is nothing but add these two last columns, you get moment of inertia about 1 1. So these two columns will be 53600 plus 334063.3. If you add these two, you get 5387663.3 mm raised to 4. So by adding these two last columns, you will directly get I11. We are not interested in I11, we want Ixx. So we know, this is first step what we have used, I11. We also know that I11 is equal to Ixx plus Ay bar square according to the parallel axis theorem. So in this, we know I11. The value of I11 is 387663.3 is equal to, we are interested in Ixx plus A. What is the area what we have got is 907 into y bar is the one what we have already calculated here of the whole figure 17.5. Don't forget to square it. So if you simplify this, you get moment of inertia about x axis as 109894.5 mm raised to 4. So this is how you can find out the moment of inertia of the given figure. Let us take one more example. Important thing is you remember all these formulas. There are 6 columns here. Let us take up another problem. Now here we come across a definition known as radius of gyration. We abbreviate it as K. Now here, suppose if I got a body, if I got a reference axis here, 1 1, if G is the center of the figure, if A is the total area of the body. Suppose if I divide, now this distance will be y bar. This distance will be y bar. Now suppose if I break this body into number of small elemental components as A1, A2, A3 are the different areas. We know A will be equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 is equal to sigma A. Now here let these distances be y1, this distance will be y2 and this distance will be y3. Now you are seeing in this figure the distance of the center of the different elements what we are doing, that is G1, G2 and G3 separately. Now what I will do, I will squeeze this completely into one body. And I will keep it at a distance k, such that moment of inertia of this figure and moment of inertia of this figure, we call it a squeezed area. Squeezed area, moment of inertia of squeezed area, we call this distance as radius of gyration. So what is radius of gyration? Radius of gyration is the distance of the squeezed area from the reference axis 1 1, such that moment of inertia of the given figure and the squeezed figure, they remain the same. So here we know moment of inertia is given by area into square of the distance. So this area is A into distance is k square. So here k is given by under root I by A. If I want kxx, it should be Ixx. If I want kyy, it should be Iyy. Kzz, it should be Izz. So this is the radius of gyration. Now in the problem, if I ask you to find out radius of gyration, first thing is you have to find out I. then you can find out radius of gyration. In the earlier problem we have got the value of I. So if that I, if I divide it by the known area and divide it under root, so you get the radius of gyration of the given figure. So we will see another problem wherein we are going to find out the radius of gyration of the figure. So radius of gyration is distance of the squeezed area from the reference axis such that moment of inertia of both the figures will remain same, and this is given by k is equal to under root I by a, and this being radius, its unit will be mm. Radius is in mm. So this definition is there in my notes video, you can go through that. So we'll take up a simple problem to find out the radius of gyration of the given figure. Suppose if I take a figure like this, if I take up a area like this, so this is the portion, hatched portion of whose you are required to find out moment of inertia about horizontal axis and also find out radius of gyration about x axis. So this will be Ixx by a. So here you are indirectly required to find out the moment of inertia of the figure about horizontal axis. So here let us consider the horizontal axis 1 1. Let this be of 100 mm and this be of 150 mm. 150 mm. Now first thing is we have considered the reference axis. Second thing is you will have to divide the figure into regular figures. So how you can divide this figure? There are many options. One is I will take this triangle. To this I will add this square, then I will cut out a quarter circle. Say I don't know about this quadrant. I have told you in CG also, whenever such a problem is there, first make it a rectangle and then remove the quarter of a circle. So here this is one option, triangle plus square minus quarter circle, or one big rectangle. From that I will punch out a semicircle, a quarter circle, and also I will punch out a triangle. These options are there with you. Let's go with the first option. You can choose any option. So what I will do, I will take a square. To that square I will add a triangle. From that I will punch out a quarter circle. So for that we need to draw the tabular column. So first let me take this square G1. To this G1 I am going to add this G2. From that I am going to deduct this G3. So we need to draw the columns. 6 columns will be there. First is component. Second is area. Then third is the distance from Y. Then we need AY. Then we need AY square. Then we need IGX. So again 6 columns are required here to solve the problem. Let us begin with G1. G1 is a square and size of the square, this radius is 100, so it will be 100 by 100. So this will become 1 0 0 0 0. We know the distance of the centroid of a square is at the center. We need the distance from 1 1. Total is 100. divided by 2 will be equal to 50. If you multiply these two, you get 5 0 0 0 0 0. Once again, if you multiply these two, you get 2 5 0 0 0 0 0 0. The big value is coming over there. So try to keep these two last columns as bigger size. Now we are in square or rectangle. Moment of inertia is B D cube by 12. So here B and D are same because it's a square. So 100 into 100 cube divided by 12. So this value will be equal to 833. 833.3. So this is the moment of inertia of the square of its own axis. To this we are adding G2. G2 is a triangle. This size is half into base into height. So this will be equal to half into 150 into height is 100. So this will be equal to 7500. Now this is the center of the triangle. I need the distance from 1 1. It is from the line, so it is 1/3. 1/3 of the height. And how much is height here? 100. So this will be equal to 100 by 2. So 100 by 3. So this will be equal to 33.33. 33.33. If you know AY, if you multiply them, you get the value as 249975. Again multiply it by y, you get the value as 8331666.8. And moment of inertia of a triangle is BH cube by 36. If I write the formula, BH cube by 36. BH cube by 36, where B is the base 150, H is the height of the triangle which is equal to 100 mm, BH cube by 36. If you simplify this, you get the value as 4166666.7. So these two we added. From this we are going to deduct. So draw a double line here. So we will go for deduct. If I deduct, we are deducting a quarter circle, G3, quarter circle, whose radius is 100. So quarter circle area is pi r square divided by 4. You get this value as 7854. The distance of the center of a semicircle from 1 1 is nothing but from diameter, and this is 0.424 into r is 100. So this will be 42.4. If you multiply a and y, you get 333,009.6. Again, if you multiply these two values, you get the value as 14119607. Now we are in the quarter circle. Moment of inertia of a quarter circle is given by 0.055 r raised to 4. So this will be equal to 0.055 into 100 raised to 4. So this value will be equal to 550,000. So nothing to deduct. You will get sigma A will be this plus this minus this. You get the value of 9646. Then you get sigma AY. This plus this minus this. If you do that, you get 416965.7. Similarly, you get AY square. This plus this minus this. If you add this, 19212060. And if you add all this, IGX, this plus this minus this, if you do that, you get 7000000. So this is the value what you get from the table. First step is to find out y bar, which is given by sigma ay by sigma a. So sigma ay is 416,965.7 divided by sigma a is 9646. If you simplify this, you get y bar is equal to 43.23 mm. Then we'll go for I11. That means we'll have to add these to last column. So it will be sigma igx plus sigma ay square. So this will be equal to 7000000 plus this value 19212060. If you add these two values, you get 2612060 mm raised to 4. We are not interested in I11. We know the parallel axis theorem. I11 is equal to Ixx plus Ay bar square. So this, if I use, I11 is known to you, 2612060 plus is equal to Ixx is the thing what we want, plus A is the net area 9646 into y bar is the what we have calculated 43.23. Don't forget to square. You get Ixx is equal to 8185297.85 mm raised to 4. So this is the moment of inertia. You have been asked to find out the radius of gyration of the figure. So this radius of gyration of the figure is given by under root I by A. So this will be equal to under root I value is 8185297.85 divided by the net area what we have calculated is 9646. If you simplify this, you get 29.13 mm. So this is the radius of gyration about x-axis. So you'll have to find out Ixx, then you'll have to go for Kxx. So we'll take up some more problems in the next video. Please subscribe the channel for more videos. Press the bell icon for notification. Comment for questions in the question sections. Thank you.